Okay, thank you.
I was gonna ask you, did you buy the matches?
But this way it just kind of.
Kitchen sink was all right from the window. Who built the kitchen? You can't see out the kitchen either while you're doing the dishes.
I need to move the sink, so I'm just gonna start over.
Very concerned.
Yeah.
People walking through.
I talked to you.
I just thought of that.
Pizza?
I got information if they want.
No, you didn't bring pizza, go back. You got a few minutes, we'll hold the meeting for you. Right, she lit up pizza.
Why don't you plan for something and get consulted?
Joanna's seat, she's not yet.
You can try.
She wouldn't hurt me.
You might not have all the information we need though.
I might let her have it.
They were down 17 and 4.
This can't go on too long. You got a Kansas City game tonight, right?
Sure.
Gotta make it quick. None of these 40-minute going behind closed doors and having pizza.
Hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. What's best for the people.
There we have a forum. Almost.
We already do.
So we had one without you.
We weren't too concerned.
Lucas?
Hey, me? Ready for Thursday?
Yes, I think Johannes said somebody we should put your way up here about noon. And head up there.
Friday?
Are you driving or are you coming with us or
We're
what?
driving.
It's Thursday, though, right?
You know where it's at, don't you?
I will get an email if I don't already have one.
I mean, you know
Yes.
where the motel is, don't you?
I'll find it.
It's on Knowlton, you go to Nolan College Boulevard, go make a left turn and you can't miss it.
Okay. I think we went by it not too long ago. I was like, oh, we had a thing there.
I've been by there numerous times.
When I was taking my dad to a appointment.
That's what I did when I took Joyce up there, that's right there where we went. Just up to 107th, which is up to, just a little bit to the north of where college is. Hey, got plenty of those.
Yep, I got my box.
I don't know if I got enough, I got a few more in there.
I guess I should have got some. I never do. I figure, you know,
Yeah.
we'll see.
So Derek got signed.
Yep.
Got fired up.
He was fired up?
Fired up.
Why?
Had to take a measure.
Oh.
Take pictures.
Taking pictures of what?
Take a minute.
Was he messing with those pews? Or?
No, he was outside here.
Oh. With a tape measure?
I think I know what he was doing.
I don't want to know. Oh. He's got a new thing every day. He just doesn't tell me about it. He doesn't know anything about it.
Call the meeting to order. Heather, would you do a roll call, please?
Vanessa Arthur, first ward.
Here.
Lucas Stansbury, second ward.
Present.
Dennis Everett, third ward.
Present.
Daryl Westphal, fourth ward.
Present.
We have a quorum, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, we'll do the invocation. For Lord be with us tonight as we go through our meeting and stuff, that we do things that are good for the people in the city of Girard. That's this in Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could I have a motion for acceptance of the agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. At this time, we'll go to public forum. We've got Tony Stonerock.
Evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hey, I'm not here to complain. It's more of an information thing, but I know you'll be doing planning and stuff in the next year or so with streets and because you have so many water projects and stuff, but I just wanted to come and touch base and I'm not speaking for myself and not my neighbors, even though I have two other people that share our lane that we drive. But years ago, the city saw fit, and we appreciate that. They come out and fixed our lane and put a chip and seal on it. The city always had easement to that property, and theoretically was responsible, but once we got annexed, that's when that kind of took hold, and that was over 20 years ago. And all I'm asking is that maybe that gets a look next year or whatever. The drought a year ago or so was pretty devastating on it, just like a lot of roads and streets here in town, and some cracks and fissures. And like I say, it's a good chip and seal on a good base. They only have the equipment on. It's a trash truck once a week as a general rule. And so it's done a good job since the county, I think, contracted and took care of that service for the city. Like I say, it's been about 7 years ago. And the neighbors out there, I mean, we got city electricity, but we don't, we're on rural water, we're on septic tanks. We got some nice street lights, we appreciate that. Like I say, I'm not complaining about this, I'm just trying to make an information because chip and seal deteriorates quicker than other roads. And so all I'm getting at is hopefully that next year when you're budgeting or looking at that we can get another chip and seal over that or get that in the budget and thought about. So if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them, but if not, that's really why I'm here.
What's the address?
My address is 130 South 140th. And 140 South 130th. I flipped those around. I've been there 34 years. And I'm the youngest one in those 4 houses out there. 140 South 130th, Daryl. Sorry about that. And the neighbor is 138 and 142. But I'm not here for them. I'm just here for me. But we all use the road. And this is the same thing I did a number of years ago, so I'm just wanting to get on the front of people's minds when the budget stuff comes around next year that we get maybe thought of, because we're just out there and it's a good road now. I'm just wanting to help keep it that way. So,
Okay.
Seems reasonable.
all right, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Okay,
Tony.
thank you.
Oh, shoot, sorry.
Nobody else on public forum, will go on to regular business. Item A, KMEA to discuss distributed generation ordinance.
Do you want to get up and talk, or do you just want to ask questions or answer questions?
Yeah, we can answer questions. We didn't bring anything to
Um, for our distributive generation, that would be like Lucky's Libations or whoever has their own generation that they can push back onto our grid that we sell. The state changed some legislation, so the way we charge for that and kind of gave credit backs for that, we're no longer allowed to do because we're not allowed to have the capacity charge. So KMEA, Terry Pemberton, their attorney, I think she drafted a new ordinance that is compliant with the new state legislation. And the way Jess kind of helped with how that would be calculated, and he thinks we did it in a very fair way to where it wouldn't really have much impact on our customers.
You want to impact
Do you
one
want
way
to-
or the other?
Yeah, he said some months,
cost
some months it might be in our
versus
favor,
payback.
some months it might be in their favor, but over the year, it should equal out. Do you want to talk towards that, Jess?
I can, so the way we've been doing it, we figured a capacity charge that we charge to the customers that have solar, and the legislation says we cannot treat them any different than we treat a normal customer. And we don't charge any other customer a capacity charge, so we had to wipe that out. And we've been paying 150% of cost of total cost, which the state says we only are obligated to pay 100% of energy only. So I just, with Johanna's blessing, we decided we'll stay at that 150%, but we're only gonna pay back energy only, which doesn't include transmission and all that stuff, 'cause I don't feel it's right for those customers that's not paying any of that transmission, you know, that we don't pay them back for that cost, basically. They're in the close.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna, so at the end of the year when, you know, I just took a generic bill and take their capacity charge away from them, and, but then we did lower their payment per kilowatt, we're gonna pay them back for what they produce, and it's gonna be about a wash. I mean, some months it's gonna be, we'll pay them $20 more than we did, and other months that we'll get $20, we don't have to pay them like we did, so. But we might, I'll just heads up, I told Johanna, we might get a little backlash from a few of them because they think they're underpaid as it is, so.
But we're
This
only,
brings you up to
good.
state statute.
Right.
And we're
You're not
actually,
doing anything any different than you're actually paying more
yeah.
than what you would have to,
Mhm.
under 50%.
But we're still paying them every month, right? We're still doing a billing every month. We're not changing that to do it at the end of the year and, okay, as long as they're not gonna see that change, that's fine.
Overall, but it might appear that they're paying a transmission charge that they didn't have to before? Isn't that what you said, we're gonna,
Basically, it's what we were charging them for one, yes.
so it may, that's why you say they're, it might appear that way in the
We'll
short
take
run,
that payment off their bill,
yeah.
so they no longer will pay that.
As long as they're willing to give it the long run and not, you know, take it month at a time. You know,
want, Dennis?
well, as long as, like you say, folks are gonna see that and you're gonna get some, you know, blowback.
There's two of them, I'm just prepared, I'm
But-
already prepared for the two that's gonna call and.
But I believe you, I'm convinced that it'll come out in the wash and we'll be okay.
I mean, as far as revenue goes for the city, we're talking a couple $1,000 a year, one way or the other. I mean, it really has no impact basis on the total overall. I mean, it changes the decimal point 10 places to the right, so. It's just, we just
Sounds
need to stay back in the state statute.
Sounds reasonable.
There's, actually two ordinances, and I didn't bring my iPad. I'm not, which one went first? Does it matter?
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
So I know that commercial's always been different, correct? So commercial entities like Evergy, they have a net metering type situation.
So IOUs are treated a bit differently, state statute wise. They've got you don't have to do net metering as a municipality. We recommend you do parallel gen, so that's what this is drafted for, is parallel gen.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, you've always had parallel gen.
Okay.
The IOUs, state statute wise, are treated a bit differently than municipals.
So what, and just for my clarification and others, what exactly have we changed in the sense of, I know we've talked about capacity, but are we just trying to make it where it's more true to actual usage? And then,
We are currently not compliant with state statute because of the type of charge we have.
Darren, I could get a stab at it, but Darren. helped me
Yeah,
out.
go ahead, Darren.
So as far as, one ordinance will amend a section of your, rates and conditions that basically gets you in line with statute, which, as Jess talked about, you need that capacity charge to go away.
Yep.
And then you're required to pay 100% of avoided energy costs. You guys are gonna pay 150% of avoided energy costs. And that basically takes care of the statute.
okay,
Hopefully that answers your question. And it's a parallel generation statute, not a net metering statute. That only applies Net metering only applies to investor-owned utilities.
Can you tell them the difference between like metering and parallel generation?
Sure. You want me to jump up there?
Sure.
Sure, you
Do
can.
it from here, or-
Whatever you
If
feel
you do it
comfortable
from
with.
there, the people watching can hear you.
Yeah.
If you can hear me, I don't know, is the microphone on?
Yeah,
So yeah, basically,
you're good.
Okay.
It's for the internet.
so basically parallel generation, and that, it's kind of confusing. Parallel generation is just you have to allow them to connect to your system in parallel with it. That's what it's saying. So basically that, the interconnections standards, which basically one of the ordinances adopts the new interconnection standards, which is just how they connect to your grid and make sure they're in compliance. And it gives them a application process to go through, which all the solar developers know. And the new statute also has a number of consumer protections in it, which weren't there before, which is actually good. It's and then so that's just connecting to your system. And then you get into what's called parallel generation rates and then net metering rates, and this is where it kind of gets confusing. Don't think about connecting to your system anymore. Just think of the rate structure that you're going to charge somebody. When I say parallel generation, it's just what you're charging them. With parallel generation, you're going to have a bidirectional meter that reads two ways. It reads what the city's electric utility sends to the customer, what the customer uses, and then what the customer sends to the city when they're producing. When they're producing more than they're using. So they'll send it to your utility. And in parallel generation, basically what you're going to do is you're going to charge them the retail rate for what they use from the city, what you sent them. And then what they sent to you is where you pay them 150% of avoided energy cost. And they're charged the exact same rate as any other retail customer, whatever schedule they were on or whatever type of customer they were. So if they were residential, they're charged residential rates. If they're commercial, they're charged commercial rates. So that's parallel generation. And that's what KMEA recommends, and that's what municipalities are required to offer at a minimum. And we recommend it because we think that's fair. They're paying for what they use at the rate that they'd be charged if they didn't have solar, and then you're paying them 50% above what you would what it would cost you to get the energy.
So if they produced 100 kilowatts, we're paying basically 150 kilowatts.
Well, it goes off you're not paying for 150 kilowatt. Well, essentially, yes. I don't know
Right.
if the math will work out the same.
Easy math it for
Yes.
our listeners, right?
Yeah.
So you're paying them time and a half.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the only difference in net metering and parallel on a rate structure wise is same two readings. So say it was they used 1,000 from the city and they sent 500 to the city. So with the parallel, you would have paid them, they would have paid for the 1,000 they used, and then you would have credited them 750 kilowatt hours. At the, you would have paid them 150% of avoided energy cost on that 500 kilowatt hours that they sent to you.
Left, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Net metering, you net those two. So instead of them paying for 1,000 kilowatt hours from the city and you paying them 150% of avoided energy cost for the 500 that you sent them, or they sent you, they're going to pay for 500 kilowatt hours at whatever rate they were at, whether they're residential or commercial. They'll pay 500 at that retail rate. So that's basically the difference.
That was clear as mud.
As far as,
It's confusing.
no, because if you think about it, so they just basically got 500 kilowatt hours at the retail rate. You just paid, the utility would have paid them 500 kilowatt hours at the retail rate.
So on the parallel, if you're paying back 150%, is that still less than what a retail charge is now?
Yes,
Probably.
because it's avoided energy cost, which energy usually runs anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 cents. So with you guys doing 150%, that, you're going to pay whatever that is, 3.5 to 4.5%, or cents per kilowatt hour. Does that make sense? I didn't bring a mathematical example, so I'm just trying to run in my head. But the parallel generation is always going to be a little bit beneficial to the utility, meaning it's going to be the parallel generation is always going to be a little bit higher bill to the customer than the net metering.
Well, I believe, yeah, that was some time ago when we first talked about it. Net metering, they would oversize their systems I mean, they could, and you would get more back because you could use less, and you basically make a cash flow from it. For lack of better words, like some solar installers were doing that. They were selling it as it would recoup its ROI and then also make money.
Yeah.
And that made some people upset because it wasn't as
Lucrative as,
lucrative as they thought. Plus, municipalities didn't have to follow the net metering. So I think this is a better compromise, like you guys are saying. It makes more sense for parallel. Because net metering is, I still think, a solution, but then you don't know if someone oversizes their system just to make more money. I mean,
Yes. Now, the new statute does have a formula with it that
You have to follow.
sizes the system.
yeah.
okay,
In the
We had that.
interconnection standards, always had a formula in them, but it wasn't in statute. And this go around at the legislature, we had him put the formula in the statute.
okay, good.
So you can reference a statute, Jess can reference a statute when he's sizing it. And if it's a reputable solar developer, they're gonna know that formula.
Yeah.
Because most of them were involved in the discussions we had at state when this new bill was drafted and the new statute was drafted. So most of them should know it. And they're and they didn't complain about the formula either, so.
Good.
Any other questions?
I was gonna ask Jess a question. Are you, gonna go address these folks before, like, can you go address them before it starts to be
We talked
something?
about having a town hall, and then I'm more than willing, if you guys wanna address one or something, have a little town hall, I'm more than willing for the solar customers to come in and I'll discuss it with them, yes.
Cause I think to be ahead of it would be better than to, that way they at least know what's going on and they get this bill in the mail and they're like, whoa, wait a minute. That way, and,
Cause I assume
We
there's
have-
only gonna be 3 of them there.
right,
Vanessa, so I'm more than happy to have that, and I have a discussion with one of them weekly, so.
I was gonna say, is it just something we can just like you can just go in the office, do we have to have it?
Or
town hall.
anyone in here, I mean, you can announce it however you guys do a town hall meeting and get ahead of it if you want to, yeah. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry, I mean, we're giving them 50% more than the state says we have to, and we're taking away the capacity charge that the state says we can no longer charge, and, I mean,
It actually seems more beneficial to them,
that's
the way,
not.
the way we're doing it on those two aspects, but I'm
Right.
sure in the back end,
I think
That's not gonna be-
original, and I'm not gonna point fingers at anybody. Originally, when that original one was drafted, we went with 150% avoided cost of total cost, and that is not what the statute ever did say.
Yeah.
right,
And so, but the city's been, for lack of a better term, losing money the last 10 years
on solar.
already, so.
I mean,
We recouped it back by throwing that capacity charge on them,
But now it's not
but now
allowed.
we can't do that, so we're gonna pay this energy cost only, which is what the state says we have to do. So 50% more.
So they had a windfall for 10 years and you're fixing it.
Right.
Right,
I mean, you don't pay deposits more interest than you pay loans, right, Donnie?
I can say this, if you were just doing the 150% of the energy cost the last 10 years and you're in the same situation, they would much rather that capacity charge go away than
to lose that 50%.
than anything. It'd be more beneficial, so. If the statute had been following strictly, if you'd adhered to the statute the last 10 years and that capacity charge would go away, they'd like that a lot more.
Gotcha.
Because that's just a fixed amount every month.
How many solar customers are you talking about?
How many we have in town?
The whole town's like 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So the impact is not gonna be citywide? Okay.
It can be, I mean, if you decide tomorrow to go get solar, Daryl.
And also, with, and
Yeah.
given the 150%, we're kind of incentivizing maybe more solar customers. This all come about, we had a solar developer really in my ear for weeks and weeks and weeks. And, yeah, about how there's people that might want to put solar in and they didn't like how this town done it, so.
Yeah.
With
Well-
the KMEA and the new legislation that passed in July, that we have to do something.
You have to go and audit those houses to make sure that their system is
Capacity.
not oversized.
Yes, before they put it in, that was all done.
So do they need to do any new paperwork, anything else besides just pay their normal bill that they're gonna get in the mail? So can we send out a letter to those 7 customers? That seems like the best way, and explain this. This is what's happening, we just want you to know, cause your bill may look different. I don't think it would require a town hall or, I mean, just as an explanation in not lay terms, but simpler terms, like he was explaining to us tonight, so that we can understand it.
And put your phone number at the bottom.
And we'd be happy to help. If you wanna do a town hall or come up with a basic graphic with some math on it, we're happy to help
Yeah,
put that together for you, whatever you need.
and then maybe just send them the new ordinances so that they understand what they fall under now, in case they have any questions.
It truly, I mean, early on, we did just some simple math based on a couple of those customers.
Mhm.
And it really, I think the one customer, the difference was $28 over the course of the year, one way or the other. Now, a lot of that's gonna depend on their actual production
Right,
over the course of a year, but it was pretty negligible at the end of the year.
right.
Difference with this new way of doing it. So, it,
I just think as a courtesy to the citizens using it, because obviously they went to a lot of work to get this done to their homes. So I just think, as a courtesy, we just say, hey, this is new legislation on, what we're doing. These are the new ordinances, and this is how you fall in them, and it might just,
and kudos to Jen, he wanted to do the 150% when you technically wouldn't have to limit the impact on those customers, knowing they made that investment.
right, right. I think it's
5
great.
years ago, so at least it was
Yeah.
somewhat a wash.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just wanna let Jess know or Cliff know and we can come back. I mean, there's pretty standard presentation I usually put together. But we can kinda cater to what this is covering.
I know a
Up to you
big thing
folks.
too would be that
More than happy to.
capacity.
Say again?
Sorry, a big thing would be that capacity, because I do know, just because I was familiar with it a few years ago, some people were selling it as a money-making venture and trying to oversize those panels. Like they were trying to put in monster systems, you'll get all this money back, and the capacity is a really big deal. I think even our neighbor electric co-op sits down with people before they get systems and talk about the capacity and try to size it correctly to work for both people or both
I know
entities.
that's why a lot of the consumer protection stuff
Mhm.
got in the statute, because I think the state was getting inundated with consumer protection type calls going, hey, this solar developer oversold my system and I'm not getting what, so there was a lot of protections put in.
And I'm not the attorney here, but I think the way that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the way the protection was put in is we got it to the AG's office now. So we're hoping something, when those complaints are made, that something will happen and there's an avenue for consumers to follow and get reimbursement or justice. When right now there's just a backlog and nobody's even taking it, so, of
Wow.
complaints.
So they're just losing that money, and it's just going into the grid, and they're being basically punished for it.
Well, they're still getting paid for it.
Yeah.
They're just not getting paid for what
The amount that they were
what
told.
the salesperson told them. I mean, they think they should get retail rate,
Mhm.
for what they're generating on their solar, because that's what they were promised.
Mhm.
And the state says no. I mean, truthfully, and a lot of the residents don't understand. I mean, just the energy only component of what power costs us
Right.
is fairly cheap. We pay a ton of money to Evergy to use their line.
Right.
And we have astronomical other numbers that go into the total cost of electricity, but the actual little part of energy only is all they're making.
Right.
I mean, they don't own the transformers, they don't own the lines, they don't own any of that we allow them to use basically for nothing. So we're giving them 150% of that cost, 50% more than the state says we have to.
Right.
So, I mean, I'll explain it the best I can to 7 or 8 customers and
Yeah.
promise them that we're giving them the absolute best deal that we can, and if they,
Right. And we're going with the state legislation.
Better
and
than.
state
Better
ordinance.
than. I mean, and they're not, I mean, all those other costs that Jess was talking about, they're not offsetting those. All they're offsetting is the energy portion.
Right. Okay.
So.
We have ordinance numbers. And which one do you want what?
What's the first one?
It's either rates or interconnect, whichever one you need it to be.
It doesn't matter which one goes
Okay,
first.
rates.
And do both, so.
1398.
And then the other one's $13.99.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve ordinance number 1398, which is rates and conditions for solar.
A second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve ordinance number 1399, interconnect standards for solar.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks for explaining it, guys. Appreciate it.
Moving on to item B, discuss ITC bridge notes for solar project.
Items B through E are all in relation to financing the solar project. What we had discussed with Brett Sjogren, I think you guys probably all remember him because he's worked with us on some other things, is getting, I know you guys probably hate this word, but temp notes until we get the ITC credits, because the temp notes typically have a cheaper interest rate. I had this all written down, and of course I left it in my office. We'll be able to file for our investment tax credits in 2027. Am I right? So we were going to get temp notes until the point that we plan to receive the investment tax credits, and then also get a long-term bond to pay off the temp notes. They ran the numbers. They said that would be cheaper. Do you guys remember if they were going to do tax exempt? I think he decided on tax exempt, didn't he?
Tax-exempt credits was
Okay.
$535,000 cheaper over the 20-year bond.
Yes. So we had these meetings last week. Brett ran the numbers, and that's kind of what we decided to do. Brett's the one that did our temp notes for USDA. Him and Mitch would be bond counsel. So the next 1, 2, 3, 4 items are all to get started with that process. We had the meeting with the finance people and the construction contractor people so we could get our schedule all in line, and I think we're in a good spot. So but we do need to get going so that we'll have money in time to pay the contractor when they need paid. So you don't actually have to do anything for item B. I just wanted a second to kind of explain a little bit of it. And then item C will be basically hiring Brett to handle it. And then D and E to authorize the project and the financing.
Johanna, I don't even see B on here. Am I just missing?
No, there's nothing, there shouldn't
Okay.
be any documents
Okay.
for B. That was just the discussion piece.
Okay.
And then there should be documents for
C.
C, D, and E.
Okay.
Do you guys have anything you want to add about any of that I missed? Okay, Tony has a question.
Of the savings on power generation with the solar, how much savings goes to the city above and beyond the debt service?
Well, that, I'll have to try to word this. I mean, we're gonna be able to, at the moment right now, if we go out and look for a peaking product that's gonna produce 2 megawatts, it gives us 2 megawatts of power for 16 hours a day, 7 days a week for the next 20 years. Neil told me right now that's trading for, tell me if I'm wrong, Tyson, 60 to 70 bucks. And most of them, if you remember a year ago when we looked at some long-term contracts, they was wanting to lock us in for 30 plus years. And we can build this with the Build Back Better program still involved, and that's where we still had to out if that would ever go away. If that 50% funded wasn't, if they pull the plug on that, we still had an out. But at the moment, this comes in right about 38 bucks, 38 to $41, so we're saving, there again, 2 cents, right, which is 2 cents a kilowatt overall for 2 megawatts of power as a peaking product, so.
And we're hoping we'll even be able to realize some more savings by being able to buy more off the market at night without our GRDA and then with having our solar during the day.
Data centers are.
In the case all of that happens and the market goes upside down and gets more expensive, then we'll have to find another agreement. But it leaves us some discretion to do that too, instead of having like a 30-year GRDA again, so.
I just wondered if the savings was just gonna pay for this over 20 as opposed to having a net like you're talking about, $20 or in that rate, that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe in 20 years.
You're
we got
essentially buying
replacement.
less from the market, so
Do way around 20.
you'll be replacing parts within that timeline. It's just,
But we built that in.
we built that.
We built
that
that in.
O&M cost
Oh,
in that
no, I was just curious.
And I don't know, Tony, you know, if either one of us will be around in 20 years to see it, but in 25 years, we could actually, that could be cheap, really cheap.
You're looking at Lucas and I over here like chopped liver.
Well,
I hope to be around.
Well, thanks for that, I was just curious.
Appreciate it.
Any other questions from anybody? Are you guys ready to move on to C? We can go on.
Go ahead.
Okay, move on to C, consider approval of
Stifel.
engagement letter for solar project financing.
This is just to work with Brett and Stiefel. Heather's already worked with Stiefel some. I think everybody's been happy with Brett so far.
He's always done what he said he would do.
Yep.
I'll give him that.
So he's just over this one
Yes.
item. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about that?
No.
Mr. Mayor, I motion we approve the Stiefel engagement letter to finance our solar project.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Item D, consider resolution authorizing certain solar improvements.
So what do we need
Do you
to
have
do
a
here?
resolution number? It's just, we have to approve the next two to approve project and then, financing.
2025-27.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
2025-27.
27. And the next one? 28?
Yeah, and it'll be a roll call, but the last one will.
I think they both are actually. Mitch usually puts them that way. I don't know if it's because it's required or that's just the way he does it, but.
So which one are you doing for 27?
Authorizing certain solar improvements. It should be up in the capitalized, right under the resolution, then the number. Here. Are you missing one?
I only have one.
It's on the iPad.
So this is basically approving that we do solar here in Girard, right?
Yes. And the financing.
And what?
And the financing.
That's the next one, though.
Heather, if I can't find it, you can go ahead and do it and take the roll
So
call.
one
and
is
then-
the authorize and the other one is to approve
Yeah,
financing.
this might be it.
Have what you need. Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve Resolution 2025-27, authorizing certain solar improvements for the city of Girard.
I second that.
Okay, Vanessa,
Aye.
Lucas,
Aye.
Dennis,
Aye.
Daryl,
Yes.
myself, I'm aye. Resolution passes. Okay, item E, consider resolution authorizing the offering of the sale of general obligation temporary note.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve Resolution 2025-28, authorizing the offering for sale of general obligation temporary notes for the city of Gerard.
Second.
All those, oh, no, Vanessa,
Yay.
Lucas,
Yay.
Dennis,
Yay?
Daryl,
Yes.
and mine's also a yes. Motion carries. Okay, item F, approve resolution 2025-26 for trunk or treat.
So it's just Ozark from Prairie to Forest, from 7 to 5. Anybody have any issues?
4 to 8.
4 to 8 or 5 to 7?
on here.
It says
I
5 to
just
7.
went ahead and put in an hour before an hour app in case it wasn't.
So you want it to be 4 to 8?
Whatever it says on
That's what the resolution says.
That's what they did last year, so I just copied it.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve resolution 2025-26, temporary closure for the trunk or treat.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item G, consider update on confidentiality policy.
This isn't really that big of a deal, but we did have some questions when directors were asking for passwords to certain city-owned devices, and employees were saying the confidentiality policy didn't, or said they didn't have to give it. Anyways, it has been updated. Steve A's already reviewed it. Heather and I have looked at it, and we think it makes it much more clear that yes, you have to give your passwords to
So this is
for
a whole
city-owned
new,
device. It's not all. It's not completely new. We changed. I think we tweaked a couple of sentences.
Verbiage, yeah.
Yeah. But Steve says it's clear now.
What you had was city employee who's given password and nobody is, so you're not giving that to anybody,
and they're working 4 days a week, so then their computer's not accessible that 5th day of the week.
including their supervisor.
Yes. So for
Or when
example,
they
like
left
if I would.
employment.
Or when they left.
Yes.
employment,
They weren't giving it up
couldn't
either.
get into it, so
Yep.
this requires them to give it to upper level management.
Makes sense, especially as we've seen it be used or not used properly.
City-owned device.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve the update to the confidentiality policy, I can't talk, as presented on the iPads.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Can't talk.
Item H, update on KDOT project.
This is the one, Dennis, that you're saying you couldn't open on the iPad. Hugh Bogle with KDOT got a hold of me, I think this was also last week, in our KDOT North project. They are delaying the letting because they are going to let it at the same time they're doing Highway 7 from here to Burlington or Fort Scott or however far they're going. Because they said they do not want to close the highway down 2 different times. And they think we'll get better prices by having it all together. It's more of an update because they did not ask us to delay the letting. They said we are delaying the letting so that it's
Till
all at the
when?
same time. He was thinking around September of next year, which it was supposed to be around March of next year.
Yeah, that's a push.
September 26th for
hmm
the concrete from four-way stop to the,
hmm
Uh-huh.
And they'll do that
before
at
they
the.
let it. So they're
Yeah,
looking
the
at
letting
27.
usually only takes like a month.
Yeah, but you're looking at 27 before they do the
Yeah.
project.
I asked him the same thing because I asked about asphalt versus the concrete, and he said there's going to be a prime asphalt contractor, most likely, that's going to sub out the concrete piece. So he says there's a chance still next year.
Still for next year.
Still a chance we could have construction next year, but that does no promises. But he did say we would get the sidewalk project over there done first and then do the highway project. Because remember, we have all those drainage issues over there.
Right.
So.
And we were originally trying to coincide our.
Yes, well, we were trying to coincide the efforts because we've got water lines over there that are getting replaced. We have highway project and we have the sidewalk project. which for KDOT are different sets of engineers, and for us are different sets of engineers. So how many people did we have out there that day, Jackie? Like 8? Trying to get everybody, and we're trying to tell them all, whatever you guys do, this drainage needs to be better. So maybe having them each do their own part will be better. I don't know.
Okay, so it's gonna be in September.
Hmm.
Sidewalks are gonna be done before that.
Should be, yes. KDOT
And
also,
at the same time,
KDOT also will
hopefully the
let
water
that
lines being
project.
put in the ground too.
Yeah, because the water line bids are coming back the 14th, right, Jackie? So we'll have that on the 14th. And then the sidewalk is also a KDOT letting, so, but it should be I think they were looking at February or March. So yes, to let that. We have a lot of projects coming up and it's going to be a mess.
Well, it seems like everything's gonna hit at the same time, so.
I know, I don't know
It's
how this
gonna
happened because we didn't apply for all
compound
these
the mess
projects at the
times
same time.
4.
Yes, and I had also was trying to get quotes because I remember you had brought up, and Jackie and I were wanting to get some of the interior streets cored
Mm-hmm.
because like we milled and overlaid Cherokee and part of it's already sinking. So I did get a hold of one of the guys with Earl's Engineering, and whenever Terry comes back, I'll have him use GIS because they want lane miles. So we need to decide, do we know what streets we want to prioritize for a survey, or do we want to just go ahead and do the whole town? I'll probably get bids for both ways because I know we want to save as much money as we can for the mill and overlay and chip seal if we have to do that too. Which, when we did yours last time, Tony, did county do it? Or,
You subbed it to the county.
yep, okay, that's what I thought.
City, previous administration before that had done it, and, respect, they didn't do it
Very well.
right.
But the county did a good
Yes.
job?
So about 3 years later, subbed it out to the county, and
Okay.
they did it, and they put the crown on, and they did a double chip seal, and
Okay,
it's been about 7 years ago, and other than the super dry weather a year ago, we didn't even have any little fissures in it.
okay,
So it's done well, no complaint,
okay.
so just
So when are you looking at doing the survey?
As soon as we can. Cause I think we wanna get a mill and overlay. I would say while they're doing the water line project, when they tell us on their schedule that they're within a month or 2 of being done, we want to start bidding out the interior street project so we can get it done ASAP. Cause I mean, there's still some spots where residents are complaining where it's gravel, where the asphalt should be, and we haven't fixed it because it's gonna be trenched for the
No, I understand.
water line project.
I think
so-
the people have been very patient
So do
with
I.
that so far, so.
So yeah, I don't know, we can always do a mill and overlay. The last couple times we've done that, we've picked streets and we've bid it out. The issue we have had is like with Cherokee Street where they milled it, overlaid it, and it's sinking. So Jackie, do you agree we need to get some cord and see what kind of base we have in there before we, cause I think that was our biggest problem, was that spot, but I wouldn't wanna do it again and then
Make the same mistake.
yes, so.
Good
Anyways, unless you have any other questions, I just wanted to make everybody aware of what's upcoming.
So you said the bids, so are we doing the 14th, the bids are coming in,
Yes,
but then we're gonna wait till the 20th to open them, or gonna do something before that?
is the bid opening on the 20th?
It's the 14th.
14th, yeah. So
Oh.
what are you thinking on the 20th?
No, I thought that's our next meeting.
Oh, no, the bid opening will be here on the 14th. You can come, anybody can
just
come,
okay.
during
Philip
the
can
meeting.
come, or whoever,
Just like the last time.
yeah.
But I
They
mean-
opened it before, on a
Yeah,
certain
but
day.
I guess my question is, it's the lowest bid anyway, correct? So
Most of the time it is lowest bid unless you have a very, very good reason to tell the federal government that you're gonna spend more money on a project.
So that will give, I guess after that, then the 20th on our meeting, we're gonna approve, and then that's when we officially will hopefully start getting
Mhm.
close to the,
Yeah, usually after you approve one, they gotta get their like bonding in place. That doesn't usually take very long. Our engineer, for some reason, put in that once we accept low bidder or whichever bidder we accept, they have 60 days to issue the notice to proceed. So like with the stainless steel mile, we approved low bid, and then we had the pre-construction meeting, which did you come? Some of you guys came, and then, they decided they couldn't get materials quickly enough, so they pushed back the notice to proceed 60 days.
Joanna, I correct that.
Okay,
90 days.
90 days.
90, yeah,
Put it in
ninety.
there.
They pushed it out 90 days.
We wanna keep it at 60 as much as possible.
I
or
thought we,
less.
because at our
You've already
pre-con,
written it in the contract and
Yep.
changed it.
No, I mean, upcoming.
yeah.
Keep it at 60 or less.
Yep.
In the next, and the street project.
Oh, the street project, that's up to KDOT. for-
Future contracts.
Yeah, but the one Danny wrote, he put 90.
Okay.
So yes, okay, so 6 days wouldn't matter. I didn't know if we had to do something like a special meeting after the opening to get it started.
No, and it usually, because they have to, all that will be turned in USDA. They keep a list of everybody who comes, and then they have to go review all of them, because a lot of it is it's a unit contract. So, I mean, even when I did the mill and overlay ones, which I did myself, some of the bids that you get back, their math will be wrong, and they'll have a crazy, crazy number. And so usually you want to call them and be like, hey, was this an accident? Because then they're going to come back on their bid bond and say, we're not going to do it or whatever. So, I mean, they do take the 6 days probably to go through and make sure everything they have in their bid is correct.
Okay.
So there is always a little bit of time between opening and deciding which one. Because you also got to make sure they have all their insurances, bids, like
All that
everything USDA
Like a
requires in
background check.
place. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
That's all I had.
thank you.
Okay, moving on to item I, discuss public works truck purchase.
I didn't realize I put so many acronyms in here and people probably don't know what PW is, but this is for Public Works Water Wastewater. Jackie's needing a new truck. Oh my gosh, I scanned them all in and didn't upload them. I could do that. Do you want to tell them about the truck you want? And I'll,
Well, I think, did you upload that?
I scanned them all in and didn't upload them, but I can go upload them real fast if you guys want to look.
I'll take my phone.
What I was looking at was a,
I'll upload that one first.
GSA auction site to look at GSA vehicles. These vehicles are typically, well, the way GSA works is they lease vehicles to different entities within, they have this one group that leases trucks to everybody. And, or cars, or patrol cars, or backhoes, or whatever. And as a former government worker, I know they're pretty strict. You better take care of that stuff, and you better do the oil changes, and you better. So basically, when you look at these used vehicles that are up for bid, they're often in very good shape. I submitted, and she didn't upload, but I sent you a summary of what the value of 4 or 5 of them would be, as far as Blue Book and the equipment, and how much you could, I mean, it's a bid, it's an auction. One truck in particular is a 2015 with 15,000 miles. That's a dually 4x4 utility box with a snowplow, which would fit a lot of our needs. And then they had regular utility boxes. Anything you want, you're gonna find there. And it's like anything else, it's an auction, so you may get it, you may not get it. So the only way to work this is to figure out what you would allow one of us to bid. It'd probably be me, because I'd have to go to the auction site, because I would have to look at it to make sure it's what it says it is. So I need a top dollar. You can spend up to this amount, and then the city would probably have to provide a letter of credit for that amount, and then we would bid on these used vehicles. Or the other way I looked at it, find a used vehicle at one of these dealers or somewhere. But I don't think, I'm more comfortable with the GSA vehicles because I know how they take care of them. I mean, I was a government employee do your oil changes on time, they come and took it from you. You did what you're supposed to do or else. So, but I got trucks down there that every day I got oil patches. There's one that every day I expect it to be its last day, they're that bad. So, we've fixed a lot of them, we've, tried to, there was a lot of years of deferred maintenance that, well, it's leaking oil, we'll just throw stuff on it every day. I don't do that. I want it fixed right, and I don't wanna lose a truck because we didn't do preventative maintenance. I've got a guy who's doing tremendous on preventative maintenance on vehicles right now. So, I do need to get another vehicle because, like I said, the one for wastewater is on its last legs. It's been on its last legs for a while, but, the engine and the transmission is, pretty weak. So I just need an agreement on a number. We shoot it up a little bit so you can see.
What kind of truck is this you're looking at exactly? Can you describe it? A pickup box, toolbox truck, or?
Utility box.
Okay.
That's what I would like to get is a
Is it
utility box. I'm tired of running back and forth to the shop to pick up clamps. If you had one set up for
Yep.
plumbing, you would have the tools and the
Yep.
equipment on it when you got there.
Are you gonna be surplusing any of your vehicles to,
Yes.
after this?
The one that's about ready to
Did they-
die would go to Purple Wave.
Did they pop up?
Informational? Is that where you put 'em?
Yeah. There should be like 5.
Regular.
Regular?
Number, yeah.
You might have to like refresh or something. If nobody has them, I'll go check again, but pretty sure they're showing up on my end.
I mean, I don't think it would be productive to say, truck A, you can bid this amount, truck B, you can bid this amount, because the whole thing about bidding is you don't want the other person to know what you're bidding.
So
Right.
these
Yeah,
are,
true.
these are essentially off-lease vehicles that we will
No,
be
the
bidding to
government
buy?
will- The government will buy a vehicle, and they have, this GSA has a mileage. Once it hits this mileage, or this year, they get rid of it. Like this one, in
Okay.
particular, that 3/4 ton utility bed, they kept it for
They
10
did come
years
up.
because
Look
of
at-
the mileage was so low. But they might have 24s or
Getting a
25s
headache.
on there that somebody drove at 75 miles in a
Okay.
year.
So it's like
So
buying a
they
lease,
have criteria that they go by when they, kinda like Enterprise, they have criteria. they
yeah,
go
it's like
by.
buying a lease vehicle.
Pardon?
It's like buying a lease
It is a
return.
lease to the agency. The Park Service leases them, Forest Service leases them, the Department of Defense leases them. They all go back to the central, called GSA Vehicle Auctions.
No?
They came up on Steve's. Did you refresh?
I think we
Oh,
can
yeah.
pick up a used one as opposed to.
I hope I
brand
have
new.
the hard copies on my desk.
What's the
We'll just pass
price
around.
range? You've got your eyes on maybe 4 or 5 that we might look at?
Well, it's on that paperwork. Did you get it up?
Mm-mm.
No. That's what I was gonna ask, what kind of dollars are you looking for? And how many vehicles are you looking for?
It's just one.
Just one?
Yes. This is what she's trying to upload, if you want to look at it, pass it around. I mean, I hate to mention numbers if we're trying to talk about an auction. Very smart. Especially a couple of them in there. That was just a comparison that I worked on.
Okay, I was just getting ready to ask that, where you come up with the numbers.
I could probably run in and copy that real quick.
Those are all the different ones. I think that first one with the plow on it was the one he was really wanting.
Yeah. But what good would that do, driving it around all, it's removable, right?
I would assume.
Yes.
is a plow that doesn't require a CDL? Cause I think the dump truck does. Do you know?
The numbers.
Do what?
To drive our big plow truck, do they have to have a CDL?
Yes.
Okay,
On
for
the dump truck, yes.
This is comparable to what he's looking for. And Heather took the numbers. Should bring them back here in a minute.
And what are you thinking you're gonna spend, Jackie? What does he have in the budget that he can spend?
he has money in reserve funds. I like how I say, the wastewater fund and water fund have money in reserve funds. Weren't you thinking around 40 or 50 for the plow one? That's a bid, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all
But
bid.
he doesn't like wanna say a specific amount you can go to at a meeting, cause it's an auction.
What are the limits on the funds that are available?
He can afford that. Up to, you weren't wanting to say an amount? I
You have
know,
to say something.
I know, that's
What's your,
awkward.
preference between, 250 and a 350? I mean, how large, are you gonna have to need an F-350 opposed to an F-250?
The 350 that has the plow, the advantage to that is I don't have to have a CDL driver plowing.
Okay. So there's
Plus, it's a,
well, that makes sense, 'cause okay, I get
We
it.
don't have to say that in the meeting
It
then?
adds a plow.
I think we'd probably say the amount written down. Or you could write the amount down, I don't know. Or just allow them to bid, I don't know.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, could probably say that.
Administrator's discretion.
These are all 2015s.
How about we bid 2,500 more?
20,
I think we
Than the
could.
estimated
You might have to
value.
change the agenda though. I don't know. Can you talk about that in, executive and auction? Cause I know you can like we negotiate other contracts we're paying money for. Can they say as presented from a piece of paper to give a max amount? Okay.
Could we do, like on this $2,500 over the estimated value of the property?
That could work.
that would work there.
I think that's a good idea.
That-
Because that's what you typed up, isn't it?
That's what I typed up, that's all.
So yeah, you could say those amounts or up to 2,500 above. I think that's a good way to put it.
Anybody have a problem with that?
Well, the only thing I want to reiterate here, I've been here for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
What Public Works has replaced in 8 years in vehicles like this has been the one Cliff drives, the one Jackie drives, and this Ford 1-ton
Yes,
single axle that we just bought
with
Like-
grant, yeah.
with a grant. I mean, it's not like they're buying these vehicles every day. They've been probably spending more money on maintenance on some of these older vehicles than they're spending to replace them. That's the only thing I'm getting at right now. I mean, I've sat here and watched this. That's what's been replaced is 3 vehicles in Public Works as far as the pickups go in the last 7.5 years.
And Jackie did get the PD truck
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
has
he
the
got
blown
the PD
engine that
truck
needs.
he's gonna
We're
repair.
paying about
Yeah.
$6,000-7,000
And
for
put an
engine, but
engine
it's
in.
still a deal.
I mean, and that's one that we had, but what I'm saying is there hasn't been an over amount of spending
Yeah,
in the last 7.5 years on Public Works vehicles. And probably if you would look back on maintenance, I've looked at some on the appropriations where they spent $700 or $800 for repairs on these vehicles. And as soon as they get that done, something else comes up. I mean, it's not that they're overly spending on replacing vehicles.
We do have Blake Patton who's doing a lot of the repairs, and if he wasn't, you'd be seeing some more substantial bills. He's saving us a lot of money, but we're still, they're in poor shape.
My suggestion would just be surplus what you can, Jackie, so that that can go back into your budget, so you can work towards something newer and better.
Yeah, we've already done a yellow dump truck and, but right now we don't have enough vehicles. Adding that, police truck, if we can ever find time to finish up the engine on it, is gonna be Eric's truck, but this other truck is about ready to die, and there's a second one that's not far behind it. They're like 2010s, we even have a 1995 of them.
And then I can tell probably, Lucas is probably familiar, you're probably not, and these two aren't. When I started as mayor, we had, I don't know how many lease purchases with the bank on vehicles that they bought, vehicles and equipment. At the point we're at right now, most of the equipment or the vehicles we're getting, we've got the reserve money there to pay for them. We're not doing the lease purchase. So you're saving money on interest there, you know, with a lease purchase to the bank. We've kind of eliminated that. I mean, it's not anything, I'm not saying it's something that won't come up, but we haven't had any in 4 or 5 years or more.
Okay, everybody's okay with that? Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve the truck values as presented with a leeway of $2,500 in addition to what the prices are.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Item J, consider closing office on December 26th.
Everybody's trying to get their vacation in, so that we don't have the issues we have ran into in previous years. Christmas Eve, the 24th, is Wednesday. Christmas Day is Thursday, the 25th. Everybody wants to take off the 26th. Do you guys care if we close City Hall office that day?
No.
We'll put it out there ahead of time. And
Is this something they're gonna take vacation?
yes,
or leave
everybody,
time to do it?
everybody would
Okay.
use their leave time. We're trying to make sure everybody gets their leave time used up this year. And I think in our office, we're close, aren't we?
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not close yet, but.
But we've got it planned out to where we think everybody will be below the rollover amount. But if you guys are all right with it, we're gonna close on the 26th and then probably leave it up to Jackie and Cliff. Cliff already left what they want to do with their cruise on the 26th. But everybody will be required to use their leave time. So not like an extra holiday or anything.
Police and fire will still work on things.
They always do.
Right.
And we are open the 24th.
No, we'll be closed we're always closed 24th and 25th. Actually, not always. That was been a few years, hasn't it? 24th and 5th.
So it used to be open.
Well, we
Mhm.
swapped that 24th
We swapped the
for Columbus Day.
Columbus Day,
holiday.
yep.
I've got no problem.
Because everybody took it off anyways, so. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we close the city office on December 26th, 2025.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item K, executive session for contractual to discuss Terracon proposed agreement.
Mr. Mayor, I motion we go into executive session for contractual to discuss Terracon proposed agreement. Recommend a 15-minute session to include mayor, council, city attorney, city administrator, and Main Street director.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
surprised at, and it wasn't that expensive either, it was a pretty good price. The tube is $820. So, I thought it was good, you go to McDonald's, you spend $20 and it's garbage.
Yeah.
And they were friendly there, and
Oh, yeah.
I'd go back.
Mm-hmm.
I was out buying some four by four from some guy on Facebook. I said, "Is there a place around here to eat?" "Yeah, just go over there, real good." Sometimes I was like, "Yeah, right, I was really happy. I'll go back there."
Yeah, I like to.
She's looking at, she wants to buy a building or build something new.
Yeah.
She's been there 10 years in that spot.
Yeah.
She says she'd really like to get a newer place, bigger. It's funny, I was telling my caregiver, I had more vintage signs in my house than they had in their whole restaurant. Because I collect vintage signs and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Awesome, thanks,
Jack, you
Jim.
want these pictures back?
Sure.
That's good timing.
I gave them all away.
Oh.
We going back
No.
Oh, where they at?
Hmm.
Oh, Steve's here.
Yeah. And Jack.
That was the bad news.
Yeah, maybe 6 signs, 7, 10
Oh,
signs.
really?
Wait a second, I got more and more.
Call the meeting back to order.
Oh, we were having our own meeting.
No further regular business. We'll go to governing body comments. Daryl.
I knew it was
do
coming
this
because
to
you were
me.
looking right at me.
I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight and getting an explanation on the solar projects. Thank the employees for doing the best they can with what they've got, and let's see. Chiefs play tonight, so hopefully everybody's a Chiefs fan here tonight, and root for the Chiefs. And that's all I've got, I guess.
Thank you. Dennis?
I'd just like to say thanks again to Public Works Department for finishing up the paint work on our city fountain in front of the building. Now that it's done, we'll be ready for next season. We'll get a pump and get this thing going again. The small things matter. People notice it. I notice it. So thank you, Jackie. And I'd also got a compliment from a citizen in my ward and thanked me for the fine work that our Public Works Department did when they had to replace a water line, a city water line on his property. So it was done well, and they thank us a lot. So thank you, Jackie. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Lucas?
Mr. Mayor, I have no comment tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Vanessa?
Once again, it's the closing of a season, so we're going to be slowly shutting down things, and things are going to be unable to be used, like the Frisbee golf, things like that are going to hit winter. So just remember to use what you can use while it's still available to you, and just get those last minute golfing, all that good stuff until November going. Also, remember we're going to have a lot of kids out and about. We have homecoming. We have all these wonderful things coming up. So please use caution. Please make, good judgment calls, but watch out for one another. Sometimes we don't do that enough, and, kids are walking around and kids are doing fun things, but sometimes as the adult you have to, just be aware of their surroundings for them and make sure that citizens of our community are safe. Aside from that, I have heard a few good things, as you have, Dennis, that People are very satisfied with things that they do see going on. Sometimes they don't see everything we're doing. Just remember that. Jackie, how about those street signs? I know I always ask you. You're making any more progress on the street signs?
No.
Okay. That's a good answer. Hey, I appreciate honesty.
Two crosswalks.
Mm-hmm.
We get crosswalks done because of the schools and all
Mm-hmm.
that, then we'll roll back to it.
So we did crosswalks today, I heard.
Yeah.
So,
We got one more day on crosswalks, then we'll be back on site.
so there's that question. I had a couple people ask me about the crosswalks, which is a great thing to have done for the Fall Festival. I know that even though they don't have to use a crosswalk during Fall Festival, it's nice to see the community come together and getting that stuff done. Aside from that, I just want to remind people to shop local. Definitely helps our businesses here around the square. Helps with our Main Street program. You know, if we keep those businesses going, our Main Street program can thrive and we can do more in that direction. And just helps with our police and fire. So that sales tax goes to our police and fire, updating their equipment and keeping things safe and prosperous for our small town. And that's all I have tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. I just want to kind of echo what everybody else said and thank the employees, thank everybody in town and stuff, and be safe out there. And thank you for what you're doing. That's all I have.
Mr. Mayor, motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.